There's no surprises in terms of that I like this team. I mean, it's a great group. I saw it developing this summer. We have a great locker room. I love their focus every day to get better that day than they were the day before. We got 8 newcomers. 8 guys have never worn a jersey for us before, and for some people that may have you sweating. You can tell by the shorter haircut. I trimmed off a little bit of the gray from this group. No, in all jest, I've been really pleased with our development, and we got a good core of experienced guys that have won a lot of games for us coming back, and they've done a phenomenal job of digging into leadership roles with these guys. And some of them are quiet by nature, but they're evolving as leaders, and that's going to be key. I mean, I can't play on the floor. I mean, our coaching's done once we step onto the floor on game day, and the guys have to coach from within, and that's going to be where I hope to see the most growth this year is in those that core coming back that have played a lot of games for us as they play the game, coaching those younger players, inexperienced players, and getting them up to their talent level on the floor so they can play with what their abilities have, provide them.
That core, what they have, and you're learning now what the other 8 or 9 have, and are you pleased with that?
Well, and that core has more in the tank, and that's where this group has evolved. I mean, 5 years in a row, we've graduated the all-time winningest senior class, and so every year, we're having 1 or 2 guys sign pro contracts, 1 or 2 all-league players graduate, and in our program, we've won games from April through September, and they work extremely hard in the off season. They get a little bit better every day, and I have no doubt that there's going to be some guys that may be surprises to you all because maybe they didn't play a ton for us or they had a different role last year, but they're going to evolve into really good players for us.
Does the success of your team kind of hinge upon how quickly these young guys grow up?
Well, maybe as you look at the overall season, if you look at Hunting our 3rd straight 20-win season, that can affect that. One, our schedule is brutal. If you saw that, I mean, we have 9 teams that played in the postseason, 9 games against teams that played in the postseason last year, 6 games against teams that won their respective leagues, and then you got Indiana and Kentucky. We're open to challenging ourselves. We'll play anybody, and that's going to really the schedule is going to dictate a lot because it's so competitive. Those guys are going to be thrown into the fire really early. I mean, we open up with Oakland, who's probably going to receive some top 25 votes this year with everybody back. So that's going to be challenging. But you're right. I mean, the quicker that these newcomers get comfortable and can be themselves and can be us, I mean, do the little things that we've hung our hats on, the better we're going to be. But what I'm really excited about is I think this group is going to be a group that every day is going to consistently strive to get better today than they were yesterday. And I think we're going to see a significantly improved team by February than we are in early November.
Any hopes or motivation that can come from the end of last season? Kind of the way things ended. Obviously, they didn't end the way you wanted it to. Do you hope that keeps these guys motivated?
Well, unfortunately, there's only one team that wins the national championship every year. So I think everybody comes out a little disappointed at the end of the season. I've never judged our group by wins and losses. We judge ourselves on the process. And the group last year, they were, undying in their attack of the process. And so I look at that as a success. That's where we've gained our long-term success. That's why we were the 8th program in the Midwest, mid-major program in the Midwest to reach 100 wins last year when we did it in February, and that's because we're not obsessed with the win. We worry about the process, and that's where this group is again. We're not worried about the future. We're not worried about the past. We're focused on the present and what we can do to get better today than we were yesterday.
What's going to be the identity of this team that you see already?
Well, that's going to be an evolution. We're going to play a very similar style. That's who we recruit. That's who we are. That's the culture in our locker room. We're going to continue to play fast. We're going to continue to share the basketball. We've recruited guys that can shoot it well, guys that can get to the paint, guys that are unselfish. You're going to continue to see us sharing the ball at a high rate, and so it's going to be very similar basketball there. Now it's going to be some different guys in different positions. This will be the first time in the last 3 years that we haven't had Mo Evans at the point guard. But you got to see last year Jon Coffman playing at a high level. He finished the Indiana game last year playing at the point, handled the ball a lot in those situations, and we have 2 freshmen as well at that position. That's where you'll probably, just because it's the guy bringing the ball up the floor, and we've been used to Mo there. That's where you'll see the biggest difference. But other than that, guys are going to play the way we play. And I'm excited to watch this group evolve, because I think we're going to see a different group in February than we do in November. A lot of these personalities are going to come out, and that includes guys like Jon Coffman, who's had an unbelievable 2-year career for us already with 27 double-doubles and his incredible efficiency, but he's got so much more in the tank. Bryson Scott had a great year for us last year, and he's continuing to improve every single day. I think you're going to see a different player there. You go down the line, Dylan Carl, one of our redshirt freshmen, added 40 pounds during his redshirt year. And so I could literally say something about every player, and you're going to see guys that just they've improved every day, and they're going to be different players by the time February and March rolls around.